Hey past Matt, so I didn't mention it at the time, but Wednesday the 7th of February marked my unofficial descent into madness, as it's the beginning of a 3-week slog of non-stop work, as between my part-time job at CX and ASDA, I'm working 7 days a week for 3 weeks straight. So I'm working from here all the way to here, and that's a long time, and I'm not a happy bunny about it. No sorry. Anyway, because nothing much is going on today, it's just going to be another little filler video responding to the video Past Matt did yesterday about comics. So, here's that. Talking about comics. 2018. So my pull list has changed quite a bit from last year. I've dropped a lot of comics, like started collecting a lot of new ones, lots of runs ended, that sort of thing. But yeah, without further ado, I'm just gonna just run through them real quick, try and keep this video semi-short, because I know this isn't too much of an interesting topic. And also, I'm a little bit sleep deprived, so this might be a little bit rambly. So kicking things off, I'm still collecting Adventure Time. Although I'm really debating dropping it at the moment, because they've changed the writer, they've changed the artists, and I don't know, it just doesn't feel like an Adventure Time comic. It feels like a comic with Adventure Time characters, if that makes any sense. The cover art's still real cool though, still real zany cover art, which I really dig. But yeah, I don't know, I'm real close to dropping that. Although apparently it might be ending soon, so I don't know, might just see it out to the end, we'll see. Next up, I'm giving The Amazing Spider-Man a go. Last year you were complaining about how they made Spider-Man like an Iron Man sort of character, like a Tony Stark-esque thing, where he's got a whole multi-million-dollar company and he's super techy and advanced. And yeah, they just dropped all that, just put it away. So basically this comic's set after his company's crumbled and he's just a regular old Joe again, and everybody hates him, so that's what we like to read. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to carry on collecting this for ages, but I thought I'd give a couple arcs a go. And they've been alright so far. Then we have Batman by Talkin, who you might remember me mentioning in the last video from last year, because I love him. He's probably one of my favourite writers at the moment, because he's smashing Batman, he's absolutely killing it. Some arcs are a bit on the edge, but then he'll come back with a brilliant standalone story, and you'll curse yourself forever doubting him. He's really good. And yeah, I'm just a big Batman fan anyway, so this comic's just kind of always going to be one I'm going to be collecting. Then we have Black Bolt by Saladin Ahmed, I think is how you pronounce his name. Yeah, this is a real cool comic. It's it has a real indie feel to it. I feel Marvel take quite a few creative chances with lower level characters, less popular characters. They did that with The Vision last year with Tom King, and that really paid off. And I feel like this Black Bolt series is this year's The Vision. It's the character they're taking a creative chance on, and it's really paying off. I really dig this this comic. I know it's debating what it means to be good or bad, and if the prison system works and things like that, and it's real cool, and it's a bit nutty as well, but it's a good time. Then we have Captain America by Mark Waid and Chris Samnee, the Dream Team. I talked about them last year doing Black Widow and then also Daredevil. This is their most recent team up on Captain America, and it's just really good. But yeah, this is a real good Captain America story. It kind of deals with the fallout of the whole Captain America was secretly an agent of Hydra thing, which happened over summer. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Then we've got Dark Knight's Metal, the current DC crossover involving Batman. It's done by the same team that did the New 52 Batman, so Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. And it's kind of a culmination of just everything they've done. And it's real good. It's getting the Dream Team back together for one last victory lap. And it's real good. They're going to some crazy dark multiverse, and Batman's just messing things up, and it's a good time. Then we have Deadpool, which made quite the comeback, because I was real on the edge about collecting this for a while. It was good, but not great. It was sort of okay. And then since the most recent Marvel relaunch, they've kind of got rid of the whole Deadpool as an Avenger thing and gone for more Deadpool is Deadpool. He's just an arsehole again, which is what we like to read. But at the same time, he's also quite complex in his own manner. He's still got ties and things, and he's not a completely bad guy. It's a good comic. Then we have the second DC crossover thing that's happening at the same time as the other one, because DC messed up their schedule or something. But it's called Doomsday Clock, which is basically a continuation of Watchmen, which is obviously one of the biggest graphic novels of all time. It's basically kind of pairing together the DC universe and the Watchmen universe, and they're sort of interlinking and crossing. And it's actually really good. It really captures the original sort of feel of the Watchmen graphic novel, which I didn't think would work. Watchmen is Watchmen, it can't be replicated, but they're doing a pretty good job here. They're trying. It's not perfect, but they're trying, and that's what matters. But yeah, it's real fun, and also this cover is really cool. I don't know if you can make it out on camera, but like Rorschach's face changes to like the Justice League symbols and stuff, and it's cool. Or like the Trinity, I should say. It's just three of them. Then we have The Mighty Thor, written by Jason Aaron. Like, I think I might have talked about his Thor run in my last video, but he basically did a run called Thor God of Thunder, and I read that and thought it was amazing, and then just stopped. And I don't know why I stopped, because I should have read on, because the rest of the stuff he did is so good, like, including this arc. Like, it more concentrates on the lady Thor, like Jane Foster, rather than Thor, the male Thor, but it's still really cool, like, because the whole premise is, like, Jane Foster wields the hammer, but she also has cancer, and every time she wields the hammer, her cancer gets worse, and it's like, it's just a one-way road to death, but she needs to, like, save people. It's a real cool dynamic, and Jason Aaron is, like, the Thor writer of the last decade. He's real good. So I really need to, like, get the back issues for that, I think. That's something I definitely want to keep on collecting. And then we have more Tom King with Mr. Miracle. Now this is a character I didn't really, like, know much about prior to seeing Tom King's name on the cover, basically. He was the only reason I bought this comic, because I just loved his work. And I did well too, because it's a very good comic. The whole premise is Mr. Miracle is basically this sort of superhuman god, like, he's sort of a god, but he's the superhuman, like, escape artist who can kind of escape anything. And one day he gets, well, I say one day he gets super depressed. He suffers from severe depression and basically tries to escape life by killing himself. And when he fails, and when he comes back, everything's a bit different. And there's a whole thing with, like, him thinking he's the undoing of, like, his people. It's a bit hard to explain because it's a bit complex and, like, very rooted in this, like, god mythology that he's part of. But it's really good, and it feels like an indie comic, which I value very much when it comes to these superhero-esque things, because it can get a little bit punchy, smashy, while occasionally something with genuine depth comes along, like Mr. Miracle, and it's really, really cool. Anyway, moving on, we have Old Man Hawkeye, which is set in the same universe as the original Old Man Logan by Mark Millar. Now, I stopped collecting the sort of reboot of Old Man Logan because it just wasn't, like, set in the post-apocalyptic universe anymore. Well, this Old Man Hawkeye is, and it's got post-apocalyptic all over it, and it's really cool. And it sort of deals with Old Man Hawkeye before he went blind. Spoilers for Old Man Logan, but it's fine. Yeah, there's only one issue out at the moment, but I fully intend to read the rest of them because I think it should be pretty cool. And then last we have Snot Girl, of which there are only, like, I don't know, only like 3 issues have come out since I made that video a year ago. It's pretty bad. But Brian Lee O'Malley and Leslie Hung, who make the comic, it's literally just them, and they're taking their time with it, which is good because I want it to be of good quality. But it means you don't get a comic that, like, till 2 months later, which is a bit mad. But yeah, it is real good, and I stand by what I said last year, that the subject matter is not something I'm into at all, but Brian Lee O'Malley's writing is me all over, which is why I'm still sort of collecting it. Anyway, that's been my little boring rundown of the comics I collect. This was almost definitely a filler video because, I don't know, I'm running out of ideas, maybe. Maybe I'll look back at this one day and think, well, that was cool, these were the comics I was collecting, but probably not. Anyway, see you tomorrow, past Matt.